pyramid is really, really amazing. Did you know these facts about Pyramid of Giza? What's up, legends? How are you doing? Drop a word in the comments so I know that you're here. I'm Nadia and welcome to another video about Pyramids of Giza. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe me. Let's go. The sloping sides and structural genius. The sloping sides are one of the most important elements of pyramids' outer design. Why slope inward instead of standing vertical like a tower? Because the slope distributes weight downward and inward, making the whole monument more stable over time. It's an ancient structural trick that has worked for thousands of years. This is why pyramids survive when many other ancient buildings fall apart. The other geometry is not only symbolic, it's physically brilliant. Rain, wind, and erosion, all of the less of an easy target. The shape naturally resists collapse in a way that flat walls often don't. So the pyramid is doing two jobs at once, looking monumental and staying alive through the time. That's a rare combination. Most buildings are built to be used, but the pyramids were built to endure. The missing capstone mystery. At the very top of the pyramid, there may once have been a capstone, sometimes called a pyramidion. This was likely especially finished, the stone placed at the apex, possibly covered in polished material that reflected sunlight. And that tiny detail matters, because the top of the pyramid would have completed the visual and symbolic system of the whole structure. The point of pyramid was not just architectural, it was also directional. Everything leads upward. The capstone may have acted like the final signature and an enormous masterpiece. Today, the topmost piece is missing. The pyramid feels slightly incomplete, like a sentence ending with an ellipsis. But that absence also adds to the mystery. It reminds us that what we see now is only a surviving fragment of the original vision. External view and the passage of time. The outside of the pyramids today tells another story. Time. The original smooth casing stones are mostly gone. Some were removed over centuries and refused in other buildings. Others were damaged by erosion, earthquakes, and human activity. That's why the pyramids we see now look rugged and steppy rather than perfectly smooth. But the sworn exterior is powerful in its own way. It exposes the inner body of a monument. It shows the raw masses beneath the polished shell. And that contrast is fascinating, because the modern pyramid is like an ancient machine with its skin peeled back. You can still sense the original intention even through the damage. In a strange way, the weathered outer structure makes the pyramids feel ever more real. They are not fantasy objects, they are survivors. the other structure as symbol. The other form of the pyramid is not random engineering. Its symbolism made visible. The rising shape can be read as a bridge between earth and the sky, a mountain made by human hands, a staircase of the soul, a frozen beam of energy pointing upward into the heavens. That's why the other structure matters so much. It doesn't just hold the building together, it carries meaning. Every surface, every angle, every line contributes to the same message. Order, eternity, and connection to something higher. That's what makes the pyramids so unforgettable. You can simplify it into basic geometry, but you can't strip away its power. Why the exterior still feels modern. One of the coolest things about the pyramids is that their other structure still feels modern. If you saw a giant pyramid today built out of steel, glass, or concrete, it would still look futuristic. That's because the form itself is timeless. It's clean, minimal, strong, impossible to ignore. Modern designers still borrow from pyramid geometry because it expresses stability and focus so efficiently, and that's maybe the deepest compliment to the ancient Egyptians. Their other structure was not just good for its time, it was so conceptually strong that it still feels relevant thousands of years later. That's not just architecture, that's design genius. Closing. So when you look at the Egyptian pyramids, don't just see ancient ruins. Look at the outside. Look at the angels, the scale, the geometry, the worn stone, the missing casing, and the way the whole structure still dominates the horizon. Because the other structure is where the pyramid first speaks. Before you understand its history, before you explore its chambers, before you ask who built it and why, the outside already tells you something. This was never meant to ordinary. It was meant to last, to stand out, to challenge time itself. And in that sense, the other structure of the Egyptian pyramids is not just architecture. It's a statement in a stone. If you like this video, I promise you will love the past and various videos about the history during Q City, Persepolis in Iran, and Pharaoh. If you want it, just subscribe me and you can find that videos on my channel. Thank you for watching, my friends. Thank you for everything, and until the next video, bye bye.